Hi, diddly hey, neighborino. It is Jim, Chex Mix, Dempsey, a man who shuns AI to bring you 100% ethically sourced and certified organic slop. Well, yeah, minus Phil's very well crafted intro there. Ah, let's talk about Angelcorpse. Now, this is a band that is very important to me, a band I hold deeply and dearly in my heart, and Phil and I had scripted out several different ideas for rating, reviewing, ranking albums of various bands, and I said, okay, so Morbid Angel is the gimme. That's the first one. I have to do that straight away, and there's humorous stories about that we can come back to, but after that, Angelcorpse was the next one, because the honest fact is, this is a really hard one for me. This is something I just really needed to get out of the way, just kind of get out there and have it done with so we can move on from it, because I'm trying to get my Dempsey flow. I'm trying to unleash the Dempsey here and just really speak openly, speak power to truth, and so forth. And there's not a lot of room to talk shit here. This is a very concise, very tidy, very dense catalog, full of not a whole lot, but epic poetry, crushing death metal, and pure fuck you energy. So what am I supposed to do with this? It's high marks all around, so let's get this out of the way so we can get on to telling you how full of shit the rest of these clowns are in this whole charade. Now, it is a contention of this channel that you cannot separate art from artist, and it does so happen that Jim Dempsey is a man who can, perhaps uniquely among people talking about death metal and black metal on the YouTube channel, that is able to speak about things like art and art criticism, more specifically, without resorting to pulling out my telephone and digging out some Wikipedia page. So you may have to just trust me, bro, on that one, but we're going to learn just how true that really does hold up as we go through these. And similarly, it is difficult to separate an artist from their background, so if I do recall correctly, checks Wikipedia here, Angelcorpse comes from a little town called Kansas City, Missouri, a cow-punching railroad metropolis that I would perhaps, sight unseen, imagine to be best described as maybe St. Louis minus the culture and charm. I hear it's a good place to go and bring your poke in that dead body stick, because there's plenty of fertile ground for it in a place such as the KCMO. And I mention it because I think that is perhaps a relevant detail. Angelcorpse is a band that is singular for its dual-natured, singular energy with Pete and Gene, and perhaps very relevant to the circumstance of a city like Kansas City, that you can draw together two such unique individuals to form such a incredible entity as Angelcorpse. This is a band that is so epically burning of a chemical reaction that John Longstreth is the least important part of it. So, let's dive right in. Now, we rate these albums on a 3-tier scale here. There is a 1 to 10 ranking for number 1, how much do I dig the tunage on this album? The actual contents that are out there. The second one goes to the aesthetic choices. How did they frame it all with cover art, band photos, lyrical content, and how much does it all vibe together as a piece? And thirdly, last and least, because, hey, who's doing this here, is the broader impact, which includes what you all might have thought of it, and also the just general historical impact thereof, and its consequences for what we're doing here. So, we average them out, give them a final ranking, and toss them in the bag, after which I'm going to ride off into the sunset and leave naught but grief and fury in my wake. Now, Hammer of Gods, 1996. What do I think about this album? Personal ranking on the tunes there, I give this a 7 out of 10. That's a good actual high score for a band. You are going to have to tune into a lot of future episodes to see just how merciless I'm really going to be, so once again, trust me bro, 7 to 10 is pretty exceptional here, but as things go in the Angelcorpse run, it's still, the foundations are building on it, piecing things together. It's way better than I would have done, and not necessarily the heights they will yet ascend to. So, aesthetic merit, this is a solid 10. The Bruegel, a excellent choice. The art is detail from a much bigger painting called Triumph of Death, about yon black plague of days of yore. And band photo really just kind of sums up what Angelcorpse energy is calculated from. You've got your bestial warlust, your morbid angel, and I presume the Demons and Wizards is a plug for a friend, but alright, so broader impact on this one. Once again, we give it a solid 7. Not a game changer, but enough to turn a lot of heads at the time. Osmos is always a very reliable label. Perhaps the most reliable label throughout the years, in just the same way that Angelcorpse has proved perhaps the most reliable entity singularly over the years, and it comes in at 24 altogether, so that one goes in the bag as a 8 out of 10. We proceed on to Exterminate. Personal enjoyment on this one is 9 out of 10. Really dig this album. The artistic merit, once again, at 10 out of 10. Cover art is different vibe, but similarly very appropriate to both death metal overall and the particular Angelcorpse mission statement. And here it's really time to start getting into some of the lyrics, because Helmkamp is really developing his voice in this regard. I have not managed to snag hold of the full Conqueror Manifesto, but I do have a copy of Controlled Burn from years ago that someone dug up from a especially underground internet forum for me, and it is a very well-written piece, a bit of youthful pomp, a couple things that I'm sure we all would like to go back and edit, things that we've already put out there with any sort of hindsight, but for a guy of that age working in this arena, it is a very cogent, very thoughtful, and rather intimidating philosophical statement. Highly recommend that if you can track down the writings of Helmkamp in the context outside of what he puts out lyrically, go ahead and do so, and thank me for it later. Now, impact on this one, I think we have to go up a notch to a good 8. this is one where heads were really starting to turn. The songs here are really just the kind that stick out as memorable death metal anthems. Who doesn't love calling out for Hallelujah at a concert? And that comes in with the average at, what is that, 27? So yeah, this one goes in at a nice number 9. We move into the inexorable, and demonstrating my point, Longstreth, a great drummer to have, but Loreno capably services here, and it is really all about that match of Gene and Peach just going at it. Here, going at it so hard, in fact, that they topped out and were, as Pete, I believe, later described it, kind of at a loss because they just, what do you do after that? Personal enjoyment here, once again, at firm number 9. There are production choices that I felt could tip the balance, and then there are songwriting choices that tip the balance right back the other way, and we'll come back to that in a couple of moments. The artistic merit on this album is an easy 10. The artwork much more carrying on with the vibe that they established with Exterminate, but again, just very on point for the content, the vibe of Angelcorpse, as opposed to a more gore-centered band or a more grind-sounding band. And more of those just Beowulf epicry in poems from our man Pete. And impact here, I think we have to award it at least again another solid 8. These aren't earth-shattering albums, but if you knew, you knew. And that brings us to the big factor of Angelcorpse. This is perhaps, in my never-to-be-humbled opinion, the most criminally underrated death metal band not named Sinister. Entirely appropriate. It is very much a thing for those who know, and maybe I shouldn't even be doing work in that regard of putting them out there for people that don't know, but if you're gonna dabble in this, you may as well know, like, Angelcorpse is about the densest in terms of pure fuck you that you're gonna get for death metal. This is death metal supremacy, so just take a knee, don't even try to talk shit, and Now, this did, of course, as I referenced, top out the canon for quite some time. It was just too much to contain in that small of a unit. And it was my impression at the time that there was such a unique energy to each of the albums that you could almost award them an elemental coating. So I went ahead and did. Along with their numerical ratings, every Angelcorpse album in this video is going to get an elemental assignment. Hammer of Gods is like a storm of dirt clods just being hurled at you endlessly. An avalanche of soil just washing over. An earthquake of an album. This is the Earth album. Exterminate is much more wobbly. It has those pitched out guitars that just throw it really off center, give it that kind of seasick Celtic Frost vibe, and all those solos that just whip up out of nowhere and disappear back in and topple things over like a tidal wave. This is the Water album. And then Exterminate is like an aerial assault vehicle that just takes off straight away and does not cease in pounding you from above with furious heat-seeking missiles. It is a storm cloud of an album. It is the Air album. And that leaves unfinished business, which is exactly what Pete referred to this last entry as when I was polishing his ass on the date they played in our town. The final statement from Angelcorpse: do not fail on that one, guys. There will be no more Angelcorpse albums. Don't soil that legacy. Just trust Jim on that. Let it be. I don't think we even need to worry. I think everyone knows that's... But you can never be too certain with some of these guys. You get older, and some of these clowns, we'll get to those in later videos. Of Lucifer and Lightning. This album is in artistic vibe, in energy of songwriting, and just in pure how to come back style. This is just the fire album. I rank this 10 of 10 personal enjoyment. I was never quite so impressed with anybody's comeback efforts as with this one, especially when you keep coming back, but especially when you come back just once and it's weak as fuck. This one, I don't give a shit what anyone says. This one stands up to and rivals the full catalog previous up to it. 10 out of 10. Artistic merit, once again, a 10 out of 10. That Photoshop cover, it's so on point, it's so perfect, so low budget, lo-fi cult that it does not detract one bit. Songwriting here just leveled up once again. The band photos on here are some of the best in the genre all around, and there's just no fucking with this album. We will see between Shit Talkers and the album who lasts longer, in fact. Impact, honest answer on that one would be inflating it for a 6, because the most criminally underrated band, not named Sinister, but in the pure Angelcorpse fuck you style, we're inverting that, flipping it to a 9, and this one is going to come in with a solid 10 ranking as it goes in. Because talk whatever shit you want on this album, we'll see who lasts longer. And yeah, that wraps up the Angelcorpse ranking. A big thank you to Gene and Pete for joining me here today. We will come back at some point on and do a roundup on the Angelcorpse related, the strange loop that ties in Order from Chaos into Perdition Temple, and assorted other projects beyond, and that's about what I got for you. So thank you for watching. Make sure to purchase products from all of our sponsors, and Phil told me that I have to stop telling you to get a job, so quit your fucking job.